Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for The Invincible Iron Man, number 15. This is the new book from Marvel Comics. Let's take a look at the creative team before we get into this book. This book is written by Gerry Duggan with art by pencils by Creees, Lee, Walden, Wong on inks, Bryan, Valenza on colors, letters by Joe Caramagna. We have our main cover by Kale and you, and also we have some really cool covers at the end of the video for those variant covers. So make sure to stay tuned for that. In this issue, months ago, James Rhodes was framed and arrested for an intel gathering mission that unearthed a terrible truth. Orchis was not planning to stop the mutants. They have every hero on Earth in their sights. Orchis will stop at nothing to achieve machine ascendancy, but when you've got to fight machines, it pays to have a war machine on your side. Um, so I will say this: I don't think there's as much war machine. I don't know if the description for this one really fits. Maybe things have gotten a little bit turned around. There's definitely a new machine here that's really cool, but I wouldn't call it a war machine. So really interesting. I don't know. Maybe that synopsis doesn't really go with this specific issue. Um, anyways, let's get into the issue. So I'll bring up something that was a bit of a. It's a bit of a qualm, not so much a negative, just something that kind of has been an ongoing issue with the series, and that is the consistency when it comes to the artist. This is not to say that the art in this issue was bad. We've been changing like from the beginning. I think Juan Frigeri kicked off the series, and we've had other artists throughout the different little mini arcs here. But I wish there was, like, I went back and checked. We've had three different artists for the past three issues, which I think in an Iron Man book specifically, where you have a lot of the armors and there's a specific aesthetic. It's really hard to kind of build that when you keep switching artists. And like I said, this is nothing to do with the specific art in this issue. This is more of a complaint overall with the series. And I understand that these artists are probably being brought in to make sure that the issues go out on time. I've expressed in the past that I would rather wait, but of course, Marvel has deadlines, Marvel has plans. But that's probably a bigger issue. So, anyways, in this issue, we get to see Tony and Emma prepare for a big fight. I really liked both of the characters together, and it kind of feels like this is the end of that relationship, at least for now. I'm gonna miss reading Emma just call Tony Anthony. I think she's the only one that can kind of get away with that. Um, we have the debut of a new armor that Tony's been working on. After everything that they've went through to, go get that Mysterium metal from space, they finally succeeded. And I think that overall, I really enjoyed. I'm enjoying the series a lot. Like, the story really works for me. The characterizations. Gerry Duggan has been leading this along with the X-Men line, but it really feels like this is the point of separation. This is where Tony goes off to fight Fei Long, while the X-Men take care of their business on their own. So I don't know. It really feels like a bit of kind of a small ending or a departure from what we've been seeing in the book from the beginning. So let's go take a look at some of the preview art here. As you can see, and like I said, I don't think the art fits the story, but it's just not, like, it's hard for me to follow characters from one issue to the other, especially characters like Tony that don't have a lot of distinguishing features on their own, like when they're not wearing the armor, like outside of the goatee. Like, Tony could be really anybody, right? Emma Frost is easy to differentiate because of the outfits, but yeah, I think it really works here. I love their the paneling here, the pacing of this conversation. You see how the panels get smaller and smaller and thinner. Like, that really leads to kind of like an ending, and you can get that from the dialogue as well. So I think it really works together. And then we get into some action. Really funny that Tony comments on the Krakoan protocols leaving Wolverine carcasses all over the place, which is maybe not something that the X-Men had planned that far ahead, right? If you keep leaving bodies behind, your enemies can, like, examine them and take samples and all that stuff and use that information against you. But yeah, overall, this series looks like it's about to go to a really interesting and fun place that is going to be full of explosions. I do wish we had kind of come back to the Rhodey storyline. I do want to see more War Machine. Like I said, I don't know why the synopsis doesn't match exactly what I read. This was really a lot about Tony and Emma. So maybe they kind of flipped around some of the stuff, and I ended up reading the wrong synopsis. But this is what we found on the site. So, all right, if you have read this, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.